Hello everybody, Gerone Wright here, and once again you're joining me on my Gerone Wright channel. Okay, in this video, I'm going to be discussing in the presence in your community of such buildings in obelisk-shaped form on churches, bells. Pretty much we're going to be talking about bells, bell towers, clocks and bells. The tolling of bells on the hour in your communities, whether may it be a church, a court building, a governmental building. These seem to be the locations, or just on a monument in your neighborhood. Do you notice that on the hour, these devices are tolling, meaning dong, 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 dong. On the hour. I'm going to give you another example of just the other day, because I've been meaning to do this video for some time. I was in the city of Salem, New Jersey, and right next to the Superior Courthouse, there's this church. So the bell was going off, and I'm hearing this bell, dong, 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 on the hour, and then the final tone of this bell is like a dampened dong, like a doomsday or a doom ringing a sound that it just doesn't resonate with me or come to any logic of why this is doing it, except through my discovery and paranormal experience and encounter. Because while this was going on, I have this paranormal dimensional state of being to be drawn to such occurrences, abnormal occurrences as I call them. And I looked over in the direction of the bell tower, and as this bell was ringing, and towards the end of it being stopped, I looked to the tower, half expecting to see if I could see a spirit transcending from that location. This is what I felt through my heart and through my mind of what that sound was being a symbol for, a message for. Now, I have many videos out, and in my videos, I have, through my paranormal experience and encounter, found that the significance of these buildings, their locations, their specific location, their positioning on sites, their designs, the way the architect designed them, they are all dimensional doorways, which were created in like either a neo-Gothic, a Gothic, or some type of Roman or Greek style that has this ancient dark history surrounding those eras. And this is what these type of buildings evolved from. These bell towers, these are all bell towers here. It's my position that there's an ancient rooted history with this, and everybody always talking about there's going to be the return of this, the return of that, and you look to the skies for angels and aliens to be coming, when these buildings are the doorways to the locations. And just imagine with me for a moment, if everything that I am saying is true, the tolling of the bell, the reverberation of that sound, is the sending of a soul that has been captured and held. This is the holding locations. These stone buildings, the significance behind them, are the holding location for souls, for capturing souls, where a judgment takes place and then the soul is being sent. You can find these bells right next, lo and behold, to your courthouses in your towns, or adjacent to your court, or attached to your courts. It's my position that these judgments, they say that you're going to have a judgment day. It's my position that these judgments are taking place in the real sense, in a spiritual sense, in these courthouse buildings, in a ghost spiritual like scenario. And when the bell is tolled, these souls are being sent. This is my position. Not just that, people. Not just that. I'm going to go on some of these towers. Here's one here for the church. Now, I'm not talking about the ringing of church bells. And, you know, I'm talking about the sound of these bells throughout your neighborhood for the calls of time. And do you notice that there's always these, in mythology, the hourglasses, the time. It's always about time. It's always about time. Look at these bells. Can you see these different bells coming? It's always about time. There's a bell tower that looks like it's been destroyed there. Look at these. Look at how important it was to have the bell up on top of these buildings. Now I'm going to take you to an ancient saying. No one knows for whom the bell tolls. I'm going to say it again. No one knows for whom the bell tolls. You know why you don't know? It's because you can't see it. What is happening, you hear the sound of the bell, but you do not see, or you do not understand or see what is taking place behind the scenes dimensionally in the spiritual world. And what is being described is that no one knows for whom the bell tolls because there is a secret judgment taking place. Here's looks like a courthouse building here. Bell towers. Okay, here's a courthouse scenario right there, off to the side. It's my position that these buildings, there is a spiritual judgment that takes place, and through this judgment, through this dimensional doorway, which these buildings are devised through, it brings in the masons, it brings in the It brings in the glass designers, the wood crafters, because these buildings, and that's another thing too. I'm going to do another video about how it's not everybody makes this thing about being just about the cult organization of the Freemasons. No, people. I mean, there's wood crafters behind the designs of these buildings that are involved in this. The glass makers of these windows designs, of these stained glass and just regular glass period, that have this symbology on them, that all in totality that creates a demonic doorway. And this is where my position is with all of this. Now, think about it. In your neighborhood, on the hour, a bell is being tolled. Imagine the secret behind something like this. People, they want you to believe that these are fashion trends, that these are trends that evolved from abroad and have some kind of way made it into your neighborhood. People, in our ancient ancestors' time, nothing mattered more to them than who they were genetically and who they were spiritually. Everything had a spiritual aspect to it all. It's my position that spirituality is what attaches each and every location and causes for them to be in appearance, to become objects of attraction that you have no idea the true underlying messages until you find yourself spiritually. I'm talking about dead, and find yourself being judged spiritually and dimensionally sent through one of these devices. Here's a great picture here. If I can get I gotta, oh no, let me go back. I gotta go back. Go back to that image, to where we were at. There you go there. And let me put view image. Oh, it goes all the way up into the corner. That's not going to help me either. All right. My position is, I guess you can see it there. You can see it right there. Look at how the sky is behind that. Imagine, people, passing away. Then this is a bell tower. Now you know daggone well, people, that this does not equate. I mean, it doesn't compute, except for in the way that I've actually described it. Imagine spiritually your soul being held here in the design, in the energy of these stones, which is designed through the masonry work. And this is all behind the cult of the Masons that I'm describing, and through the architect work of this building, of this stone structure. Your body is here. Now look at this. Now, don't this remind you of something like the Stone Henge? You see this? You see how all of this is coming into play here now, people? And the energy behind. Think about the energy and all of the cult rituals that go on at Stone Henge. And then here you have a clock tower in your community that's almost similar, somewhat similar to what is described in our ancient history, or shown, or to be found in our ancient history. But yet, they don't tell you what this means, and it sits directly right smack dead in your neighborhood. You don't find out until you pass away and your body is captured in this device. And what happens is, when you're held there, that bell tolls. The reverberations of that sound of that bell, that energy, a dimensional doorway is opened up, a portal, and you're spiritually sent where the direction of this directional device. This, people, is the reality behind what is going on around you, and what explains why you have these unusual buildings in your communities. Look at this. What is godly about this stuff? Look at this, people. There is a chemistry in the design. There is an energy in all of it. This here is appearing. I don't know if you can see this building or not. This building looks like a damn laser, the tip of a laser gun, like something I seen in my Looney Tune cartoons or something. You see this? Like a laser beam device. Look at this. With the tip of a laser head. Look. What do you think that this is stating? It is sending an energy. It is telling you, this looks just like I don't know if you can see that real well. Basically, all you have to do is Google bell tower, and this image will come up. Tell me that doesn't look like the tip of the head of a laser gun, of a cartoon type laser gun. Look, the different levels. Look, laser technology, the tip of a laser. You see what I'm saying, people? Soul capturing and sending devices that create dimensional portals, dimensional doorways, through sound and through the devices and the chemistry that is made, through the architect work that is made with these buildings. Dimensional doorways. And this is an ancient hidden. Look at this. There it is. There's that building again. Look at it. This is, people, what is happening. All right, I got a few minutes here. This is what is happening around us. So now, every time you hear a bell toll in your community, listen for the distinct sound of those bells. And think about, look to these towers, and imagine with me, as I imagine, a soul being sent. So now, all you have to do is equate that. Now you know who the bell is being tolled for, because you know what? That John, that Emily, or that Katie, or that David, or that that Donna, that passed away that week, or in that hour, in that same time, within that hour. Now you can say, you know what? I remember what Jerome said, and I bet you that bell is tolling now for Donna, for David, for John. And you can look to these towers and almost imagine with me a spirit being sent off from these locations. Look at them at night, in the twilight hours of the evening and the midnight, My name is Gerone Wright. I'm out of time here. I got to go on that note. Thank you.